All right, guys. So Bill Maher is back on his bullshit. He really is. The man went from voting for Bernie in 2016 to Amy Klobuchar in 2020, and ever since then, he's gone slowly but surely further and further to the right. He used to be very anti-war, and he used to be very pro-social safety net. He would all the time talk about, different European countries and how their social safety net is far above and beyond ours. Well, now, he's gotten some positive attention from the right a bunch recently, and it looks like he is enjoying that very much. And so now he even came out against student loan debt reduction. And what's crazy about this, and you're about to see this firsthand, is that he makes a lot of arguments that would point in the direction of, yeah, reducing student loan debt is awesome. If anything, you should even eliminate it. He makes a lot of those arguments, but somehow his conclusion, after laying out the argument for it, is that's why we shouldn't do it. So anyway, let's watch. I might have an aneurysm during this one.
And finally, new rule now that graduation.
Sorry, guys. I have it on double speed, and let me go ahead and slow that downsies for you. Okay.
Season has ended, and we won't be spoiling anyone's big day. Let's talk about what higher education in America really is. A racket that sells you a very expensive ticket to the upper middle class.
True. Totally true, which is why I support the student loan debt reduction, and ideally I'd go even further and wipe out all student loan debt, and furthermore, do rolling student loan debt elimination so that we effectively have free college. That's what I would do, because I think it is a scam.
President Biden's American Families Plan asks the taxpayers to pony up hundreds of billions so that everyone can go to college. And billions more for subsidized childcare so our kids can go to school while we go to school. The theory being that all this education trickles down and eventually gets to Florida. Now, the right is calling Biden's plan social engineering, which is over the top, but Biden's plan is an endorsement of a particular idea, that the more time humans spend in classrooms staring at blackboards, the better. Liberals see more school the way Republicans see tax cuts, as the answer to everything. We imagine going to college is the way to fight income inequality, but actually it does the reverse. If you have a bachelor's degree, you make about 65% more than someone who doesn't. And with a master's degree, it's more like 100% more.
That literally just made the point that you said it doesn't make. What are you talking about? Yes, you make more money if you go to more schooling. Yes. But see, the problem is you have to go massively in debt in order to do that. Our position is, let's not have people go in debt to do that. Biden reduced the debt. Ideally, we would eliminate the debt. What the fuck are you doing, Bill Maher? What are you saying? Now, you want to say, hey, man, college is a scam. Again, I agree with you. So let's make it not a scam anymore. That's the idea. Not like what? Just eliminate college or keep allowing people to get ripped off, students to get ripped off? That doesn't make any sense to me.
And the unemployment rate of college grads is about half what it is for high school grads. I know free college is a left-wing thing, but is it really liberal for someone who doesn't go to college and makes less money to pay for people who do go and make more?
That is not the way that this works. That is not the way that this works at all. And by the way, nobody ever makes these arguments when it's not something that helps the working class. I mean, what are we on? The 16th package of billions of dollars going to Ukraine? The most recent one was $3 billion. It looks like there was no debate around it, no anything about it. All you saw was the article saying, all right, they've approved this. So another $3 billion to Ukraine, nobody bats an eyelash, and nobody ever says, well, I don't know, man. I don't know. How can we take from truckers who are just working hard and give that money to people fighting in Ukraine? Nobody ever says that. Nobody ever said that about the $7 trillion we wasted in Iraq. Nobody ever said that about the multi-trillion-dollar Wall Street bailouts. Again, it's only when something helps the working class, all of a sudden this faux concern about, the pennies and the dimes and the nickels comes out. Oh, can we really afford it? That's not the way the federal government works. And you know that, Bill Maher. Bill Maher is smart enough to know that. He's familiar with Keynesian economics or modern monetary theory. He's familiar with that. God, it's so disingenuous. And again, who is this debt reduction helping? it is helping, in many cases, the truckers. If 90% of the beneficiaries make $75,000 a year or less, that is the working class. That is the working class. Now, by the way, also, even if you take this line, even if you accept this line of, how are you going to pay for it? How are you going to pay for it? We just did the Inflation Reduction Act. There is a 15% minimum corporate tax rate in that bill. That's going to raise billions and billions of dollars in revenue. So if you're concerned, are you going to pay for it? Okay, well, there you go. We just did that. We just did a 15% corporate minimum tax when a lot of these corporations are paying 0% in taxes, and some of them are even getting a welfare check. They're getting a net subsidy. God, he's just flat out doing a conservative argument. That's what he's doing. This is just a conservative argument. That's it.
I'm asking, especially since colleges have turned into giant luxury daycare centers with overpaid babysitters anxious to indulge every student whim. The University of Missouri has a river.
You did just say that when people go to college, they end up making more money afterwards. So now the idea, it's just, for babysitting or whatever. Well, that's not exactly true, because you just said there are material benefits if you go. Now, do some of them get ridiculous? And do some of them, have ridiculous pools and shit like that in fitness centers? Sure, I'm sure you can make that argument. But again, the way you solve a lot of this is to take it out of the market. This neoliberal approach that we have to everything. Because who are they trying to attract? The wealthy. It's the wealthy students that they want. Because that's how they make more money. So, God damn it. Again, he's going to make so many arguments that point in the direction of forgive all the debt and make it free. But then he comes to the opposite conclusion, which is what? Yeah, screw over everybody who did the thing that society told them they should do in order to get ahead.
Grotto inspired by the Playboy Mansion.
You would know a thing or two about that Playboy Mansion, huh, Bill?
Texas Tech has one of the largest water parks in the country that includes a 25-person hot tub, tanning deck, water slide, and a lazy river. A third of students now spend less than 5 hours a week studying, and when they do, it's for their onerous magnum cum bullshit course load of sports marketing, history through Twitter, advanced racist spotting, intro to microaggressions, and you owe me an apology 101.
Congrats on your lay epic Reddit rant, bro. Your 4chan rant here. Jesus Christ, dude. This is boomerdom to the max. No disrespect to any of the boomers in my audience. You guys are lovely and wonderful. Microaggressions? What the fuck are you talking about? Look, are there some courses and majors that maybe your economic prospects when you get out aren't as good? Yes. But what is the point of education? It's always been the right-wing position that the only reason for school is to prep you for being a good little worker bee and listening to your boss like a little sycophant. That's been the right-wing position on education for the longest time. The left-wing position on education is supposed to be education for education's sake is fruitful and enriching. And so, yeah, you want to learn about the various theories of Freud and Jung and this sociologist and this philosopher and, this political theory. So education teaches you how to think, not just in an authoritarian way. This is the assembly line you're going to fucking stand on, and you put that widget in that thingamajiggy. But he's just, it hurts, man. Bill Maher, by the day, getting more and more conservative.
Why is China kicking our ass? Because in 2019, we issued more undergrad degrees in visual and performing arts than in computer and information science or math.
Okay, so free trade school. There's your solution to that. You have a choice. I think they do this in Germany. You can either go to free college or free trade school. Trade school is exactly what you're talking about. Engineering, you learn a specific field. Something that you can have a career in. Learn a trade. But is Bill Maher going to support free trade school? Is that something he's going to come out in favor of, even though he's making the argument that points in that direction? No, he's not going to do it.
Say what you want about Lori Loughlin. At least she understood that one good scam deserves another. And in the immortal words of her daughter, Olivia Jade, I don't know how much school I'm going to attend, but I do want the experience of, like, game days and partying. Yeah, I'm not fucking paying for that.
As if everybody who goes to college the 43 million people who are getting help here, they're all this elitist douchebag. And by the way, do you think people like her are the ones who are getting this help? Of course not. 90% of the people getting help make $75,000 a year or less. 90%. The people who are part of the ultra wealthy, their parents pay for their college. They don't need student loans. He's making such a hacky argument. It's unbelievable.
In 1960, colleges awarded A's to 15% of the students. Well, now it's 45%. And it's not because they got smarter. It's because of Adderall. No.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Yeah, kind of. But also, colleges are businesses selling a consumer product for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they want to give the customers what they want, a magical piece of paper called a diploma. But that's only the beginning of the scam. A wannabe librarian needs a master's degree just to get an entry-level job filing books. You know, I've heard this from so many nurses and teachers and administrators rolling their eyes when relating how they needed to take some bullshit course in order to advance in their field, when really they already learned what they need by working the job. But in the grift that is our higher education, when you want to move up, hold on there, not so fast, toll booth ahead, you need to pay for more education before we decide if you can do what you do. Fuck, this is what Scientology does. Makes you keep taking courses to move up to the bridge of total freedom.
Okay, it's a scam, so shouldn't we make it not a scam anymore? Shouldn't we, the people who got scammed, don't they deserve justice? Don't they deserve to have that debt slate wiped clean? And don't we deserve to reform the system and make it free and universal? Again, free college and or trade school. He's making this argument, but his fundamental conclusion is, and that's why, fuck all the people who got scammed, and let's allow the scam to keep going. Ugh.
In the Middle Ages, the Catholic Church famously sold indulgences, which were just tickets to heaven that you could buy. Well, now another priesthood of academia.
Well, again, if you admitted that the people materially do better when they go to college, then it's not just a scam. There's something at the core of education that is necessary. Learning is important. Knowledge is important. You know, doing better materially is important. But let's de-scam the parts that are a scam. This isn't that hard to wrap your mind around, guys. It's really not. It's really not. And he's a lost cause at this point.
Sells a different ticket to heaven. And because it's so necessary, colleges can charge whatever they want. Since 1985, the average cost of college has risen 500%.
So let's not reduce the debt and give people free college. Definitely don't do that. Definitely don't do that. So the cost went up this much, which I, Bill Maher, am saying is awesome and should continue.
What other business? It doubles every 9 years. Every year it increases at 4 times the rate of inflation. And
almost like we should have never embraced neoliberalism and made it more of a business. Almost like that, Bill, huh?
Yet no one knows how to change a tire.
Bill Maher definitely doesn't know how to change a tire. There's no way he knows how to change a tire.
The answer isn't to make college free. The answer is to make it more unnecessary.
So free trade school. Free college or free trade school. Those are your options. What's wrong with that? Now, of course, you need to reform it to get the costs under control, but that all goes hand in hand with a left-wing approach to it, not a right-wing approach to it of like, let's let the market run amok and screw people even more.
Which it is for most jobs. So that the 2/3 of Americans who either can't afford to or just don't want to go don't feel shut out. Because the system we have sets up this winner-loser dynamic and breeds resentment that working hard has less value than sitting around in this thing.
So the polls are not showing what he's saying, by the way. The polls are not showing that. There are giant swaths of people who did not go to college and still support this. People are more intelligent than Maher gives them credit for. They are. They just are. Again, 65% support for this. And he's acting like, oh, it's breeding resentment among the working class. No! Leaving the scam system alone to keep scamming is breeding resentment among the working class.
And that in turn feeds into our widening political division. Or, as one recent politician put it,
I love the poorly educated.
Okay, well, there you go. Oh, man. The guy, okay, he supported Bernie. Bernie's position was get rid of all the student loan debt and have free college. And now, there's no way he can say, and he tries to say it, oh, I haven't changed, everybody else has changed. No, this is one very crystal clear example that you changed. Ever since Adpocalypse, when YouTube defunded all independent news and politics overnight, we haven't trusted them. We know they can pull the rug out from underneath us at any time. If you enjoy this content, please consider tipping $1 or $2 per month on the Secular Talk Patreon. Link in the video description box below. Thanks for your support.